Alright, and we're going to do a walking tour video of Tarkiln Bayou Preserve State Park. This is one of our series and a little secret hidden gems in the Perdido Key, Inner Point, West Pensacola area. This is located on Bauer Road, affiliated with Big Lagoon State Park. A little information about the park. Basically, this park was set up to preserve an area for these plants right here. These are carnivorous plants: pink sundew, parrot pitcher plant, white top pitcher plant, Tracy sundew, and then there's some orchids as well that occur here. That's interesting artwork someone's left. I'll take a selfie of myself with the board. I never do a selfie here. All right, so basically from the parking lot here at Bauer Road, I have a 1 mile loop down Tarkiln Bayou Trail. It terminates on Tarkiln Bayou. Tarkiln Bayou is a non-motorized only accessible small, very enclosed bayou that's accessible off of really Perdido River, where it comes, where you get to it at, right off the mouth of the river. It's a very handicap accessible park. Like I said, it's 7 o'clock and about 8:30 now, I guess. No one's here. Very rarely that. I mean, during the day you may see 4 or 5 cars out there. People mostly walking dogs. Very rarely is there anybody really here. They have a little picnic table there and a composting toilet. Kind of the only facilities here. No water or vending or anything like that. There's no camping here. No overnights. They do lock that gate at about 8, I think. This is kind of typical terrain of what you would have found here before all the development, all the people moved in. And it's kind of a pine scrubland. They would have called back in the day a pine barren. Yellow pine and slash pine occur here. They do frequent control burns on this park, so it'll look exactly the way it would have in its natural state. These palmettos and all, would be larger. Some of the other brushiness would be more brushy if it was left on devices, but they do that to help keep a really bad fire from just burning the whole thing down. And these pines actually helps them reproduce, to have a little bit of fire every now and then, so they do quite a bit of control burns here. Now this intersection here, where it leaves off of the concrete sidewalk, you can actually access the water that way and get down to it. The way we're going to go, you can't really get to the water. It's about 1.5 miles or so that way, and the last part of it's through a swamp that pretty much is, you'll be wading through, shin deep water to get back to, but there is a nice beach at the end of it when you finally get through that little swampy area. Haven't done that walk in a long time. It's a very pretty walk too. We're going to stick to the shorter route here, and hopefully we can be down to the water and show you what that looks like before this video runs too long. Kind of hurry and put on a quick walk. Quite a bit of bird life back here, so great for bird watchers. See a lot of owls back here and hawks and a whole variety of things. And then when we get down to the water, there's always ospreys eating back here, and pretty good place to get a good chance to watch an osprey make a kill. A lot of palmetto. A lot of flowering plants back here. A lot of pine trees. I'm shooting this with our Sony AS300. I'm just hand holding it. It's still got the little helmet mount on it that I used to mount it to the dashboard of the truck. I'm not using the finger mount. Fine, I can really just do just about as good without using it. A little information board, birds of prey. Not seen the swallowtail kites here. Seen all those other birds here. The swallowtails, I've seen those more on the Apalachicola River, further to the east. There may be some out here. Push on here. Double pace here. We'll try to get down. As we showed in the previous video, the driving video to this location, it's within 5-minute drive of the city center in Innerarity Point, right there by the bridge that goes over to Perdido Key, the Bauer's Bridge. We started at the intersection of Sorrento and Gulf Beach Highway and Perdido Key Drive and made it here in 5 minutes. So from the resort areas, the beaches, your travel time here, even from the Floribama Lounge at the Florida State Line, travel time here is in good traffic conditions, not over 25 minutes. This area it's gained somewhat in popularity as more people have discovered it. The people out here are using it more, but it's definitely an underutilized area. I'd love to see the state come in and put some camping out here. More of those same pink flowers. I'm not sure what those are. As you can see, we've been getting a lot of rain, but this is pretty typical here for this terrain. It's pretty swampy. And about where this boardwalk starts on that other trail is about where the swampy terrain would start as well, leading down to that little beach. So it gets pretty low back here. You can see they've done a lot of consideration, a lot of expense to make this this part of the park handicap accessible. It's really an easy walk for anybody. It's a mile and it's flat. So really good for all ages and fitness levels. Try to kind of hurry up, keep this video under 20 minutes. I should be able to get down here in about 12 at this pace. Sweet Bay, that is the bay that they use in cooking around here. And McClare, don't know who she was. That trail, I haven't tried that trail in years, but it doesn't really go anywhere, I don't think. It just dead ends down there. It doesn't really go to the water. I always thought this was one of the prettier parts of it. When you get down here towards the end of this trail, where it gets really swampy is where you more see the carnivorous plants. The pitcher plant that this area was named after. This whole preserve. They actually, the state owns quite a bit of property along Bauer Road here. This is the only place they've really tried to improve it, or put any trails, but going east and west, it's a pretty large park. Plenty of room that they could put in some camping. I think they should. So when we get down here, I expect to see a real nature experience. You usually don't see any boats in this bayou. In fact, I've only been into it one time by boat, and we took a power boat to the mouth of the bayou and then canoed in. We towed a canoe. There's some, now we're starting to see some of the pitcher plants here. I'm gonna hold the camera down and see if you can see them. And those are carnivorous plants, kind of in the same sort of style as what the Venus flytrap, I guess, is the most famous one of those type of carnivorous plants. These use a little constricted funnel that has a sticky liquid at the bottom of it, and they do close up a little bit when stimulated, and then the insect sticks into the bottom and the plant eats it. There's some of those orchids as well. Let's stop here for a second, all right, and we'll push on. Let's take a look at this plaque. Insectivorous plants. It's been probably 2 or 3 years since I've done this walk. Hasn't changed much. Boardwalk's aged a little bit. It's still in pretty good shape. They built it pretty well. I looks like this part of it a lot. Getting pretty close to the water. I can see it opening up, the bayou opening up through the trees. There we go, plant communities. So this is an interesting transition here, where we've transitioned from a pine upland, a pine barren, into a wetland. Starting to see some changes in the species of the trees. Still some pines in here, but now we're getting more water oak. And there used to be some big magnolias back here close to the boardwalk. I don't really see any now. Used to be, seems like there was a big magnolia tree right here. Yeah. Well, I think there was, and that was it. So 0.5 miles. I guess it's a half mile down and half mile back. I was thinking it was a mile each way. Starting to come into more water oaks and less pines as we come out to the water. Obviously, the walk here in the winter changes a little bit. It's middle of June now. Foliage is out. So you lose a little bit of the greenness of it in the winter, and this is it. So it's pretty amazing that in an area that's really a resort area, really built up area, I mean, you're 5 minutes from something like this. It's pretty amazing to me that no one really, not no one, but majority of people just don't take the time to visit. This is all chock full of fish too. It's a great fishing spot. You can get back in here with a boat. Mullet everywhere in here. Seasonally, there's redfish, speckled trout in here. Let me just get a good slow pan before I end the video. Mullet jumping there. That's the entrance. I don't know how well you can see it straight across there. That's about, oh, that may be 900 yards from where I'm standing, that little entrance there. And so the whole bayou, its widest is probably not a quarter mile, so it's pretty small. Some large fish there swimming towards me. I don't know what that is. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not. A couple of something large just swimming towards me. There are some guys that fish this by bringing inflatables back here and doing the other trail that comes out over that way, inflating inflatable canoes and kayaks. They will come out here and fish it occasionally. It's a lot of work though. I'm sure we've got some large fish swimming right here, maybe redfish in here. You can see those. If they get a little closer, I can identify what they are. And maybe just schools of small fish, maybe pinfish. Looks like something larger. All right, well, that's it. I don't want this video to run so long. So this is it. This is Tarkiln Bayou. Visit if you can. Thanks for watching.